Imagine this, you're in the marketplace of Agrabah, and a mysterious merchant begins to tell an incredible story about a young man named Aladdin. But wait, what if that story never actually happened? From the very beginning of the movie, we notice something curious. The genie, yes, that super powerful blue being, is the one who introduces us to the plot. But who guarantees that he is telling the truth? The genie is not a reliable narrator. He has an exaggerated sense of humor, makes modern jokes, and references things that don't exist in that era, like celebrities and fast food. That's already a big red flag. He's improvising, creating a story just to entertain us. And look at this, the entire plot of the movie is just too perfect for a fairy tale. A poor young man finds a magic lamp, falls in love with a princess, and somehow manages to outsmart a super powerful villain. That sounds exactly like the kind of story someone would make up, doesn't it? Now let me ask you, could the genie have simply invented this fable to deceive us? First, notice that the genie is one of the only characters who interacts directly with Aladdin throughout almost the entire movie. Sure, Jasmine and Jafar also see him, but many of the most important scenes, like the discovery of the lamp, the wishes, and even the most intense moments happen between Aladdin and the genie. What if Aladdin was just an illusion created by the genie himself? Now, take a look at the Cave of Wonders. It appears out of nowhere, full of specific rules. Only the diamond in the rough may enter. But who decides that? Does the cave really exist? Or is it just another invention of the genie to add mystery to the story? And what about Aladdin's wishes? Everything seems too perfect. He wishes to become a prince, and as if by magic he gets luxurious clothes, an entourage, and even a royal name. But what if this transformation never actually happened? What we see could simply be a grand illusion created by the genie to make his fable more believable. Not to mention the magic carpet. It behaves almost human-like, as if it had a life of its own, or rather, as if it were just another invention within the story that the genie is narrating. Now, stop and think, if all of this were a lie, what really happened? If Aladdin never existed, then who is the true protagonist of this story? Well, what if this was actually the genie's own story? Let's think about it. The genie spends centuries trapped inside a lamp, serving masters who make selfish wishes. He longs for freedom but cannot simply free himself. So what if he created the legend of Aladdin as a way to tell his own story and mask his frustration? The genie talks a lot about freedom. He is the most expressive and charismatic character in the movie, almost as if he is taking over the story. In the end, what truly matters is not Aladdin ending up with Jasmine, but rather the genie being set free. This leads us to an interesting hypothesis. Aladdin might just be a character the genie invented to represent someone who would finally set him free. He created this fable to make his own story more interesting and to give himself hope while enduring centuries of imprisonment. But then, does this theory hold up? As convincing as this theory may seem, there are a few details that break it apart and prove that Aladdin really did exist. If the whole story were just an invention of the genie, then how do we explain the scenes where he isn't there? Moments like Jafar plotting his schemes, Jasmine talking to her father, and even Aladdin running from the royal guards all happen without the genie being present. This suggests that the events really took place and weren't just part of a made-up story. If Aladdin were just an illusion created by the genie, then how do we explain his interactions with other people? Jasmine falls in love with him, Jafar sees him as a threat, and even the Sultan acknowledges his presence. These characters have no direct connection with the genie that would allow them to be manipulated by him, which indicates that Aladdin does, in fact, exist. The lamp was already a powerful artifact long before Aladdin appeared. If the genie had invented the entire story, why would he have waited so long to create someone like Aladdin? The lamp had previous masters, and Jafar knew about its existence, proving that the genie wasn't making everything up. If the genie just wanted to tell his story, it wouldn't make sense for him to free himself at the end of the fable. The genie's freedom is a direct result of Aladdin's actions, which suggests that he wasn't simply making up a story, but actually experiencing real events. Despite being a fascinating theory, the idea that Aladdin never existed and was invented by the genie has several flaws. Still, it makes us wonder, does the genie manipulate the narrative more than we think?